Oh, the drama and the mess. Pure D mess. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Listen, this is my review for SWV and XSCAPE, the Queens of R&B. Look, season 1, episode 2. I don't know what's going to happen after this wraps, filming or whatever, but when I tell you, y'all did not tell me, y'all did not prepare me for the mess, just mess. And Tamika is definitely, as I said in my first part of this, it's the MVP of the show, because I'm telling you, I was ready to roll like I'm bored. But mess. There is mess. Mess. I said it, and I probably pissed off a couple people when I said, if you don't know nothing about old black church mess, old black church mess. And y'all gonna stop lying on God. God is not in that mess, y'all. Y'all just hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Anyway, so listen. When we cut out, the stuff was going down between the sisters. And they done exposed it. That doggone Tamika done told the business about LaTocha's husband and her allegedly stealing her coin, honey. Ain't nothing like somebody stealing your royalties, baby. Ain't nobody got time for it. She shook the whole foundation. Baby got mama all upset and everything. I said, oh, expose mama for being, and you know what? I started to talk about this last time. Let me hit this right here. I said Tamika was wrong about the fact, even if she didn't feel as though she was body shaming her sister, the fact that you know your sister's insecure about her body image, and then you throw in a jab, and she caught it the way she caught it, and she said, you hurt me. You just apologize and kind of move on. I think she kind of tried to, but she was trying to explain it away. Like, girl, really? Like, that ain't it. Instead of just apologizing. So I'm going to say she's wrong for that. And then the mama's saying, you know, you hurt your sister. But what I saw, it was so blatant that the mama got a favorite. Okay? Listen. And there's a difference. There's a difference. I was kind of not, I was looking. I was tuned into it when Tamika said that her mom had a favorite and it was LaTocha. And I said, okay. And then I said, I don't know, because LaTocha was saying how her and her mom are best friends. Listen, I understand that. My brother and my mom are very, very close. They have more in common than me and my mom. But my mother doesn't have favorites. My mother is just, her and him are more alike. They're more alike than her. You know, I don't even say more. Yeah, they're more alike. They have more in common. So it's a little, you know, and he's the baby. He is the baby. So it's sometimes she will side with him for stuff, and she just kind of expects me to play the older brother role and all of that stuff. Now, it don't always feel good. It doesn't always feel good when you know you're not completely equal, but love-wise, there's never been a question of that. She loves both, and there's no question of that. But we're all just human. We are human, but a parent, I don't think should show favoritism, because then you have this. Then you have this. If you don't nip it in the bud when they're young, you have shit just like this. This is a mess. This is on the mother's head. It really is. This is all on the mother's head. This is mess you created, that your girls are like this. And we saw you. You're very much guilty, mama. Sorry. I looked, honey, and it got exposed when she went to the whole thing of get out my house and all of this stuff. And then mama just got 10 toes down. I said, oh, mama. No, girl. No, girl. Listen, like I said, let there be no mistake. My mother and my brother are closer because they have more in common. My mother does side more with my brother because I'm the oldest. Is she right for that? No, it ain't right, but that's just how it is. This stuff here, though, no. My mother wouldn't go for the. First of all, me and my brother don't argue and fight with each other. So we were never allowed. We were literally never allowed to go back and forth with each other and be screaming and yelling. And it's the weirdest thing to me when I see people that are like, oh, yeah, me and my sisters, especially sisters. And they're like, yeah, we was fist fighting. Like, what? Child, let me explain something to you. If there ever broke out a fist fight with me and my brother, the only winner would be my mother. She beat everybody's ass in the whole house. We weren't allowed to do that. Like, we just weren't allowed to engage in that. And even like we didn't agree on everything. We didn't agree on most things. But all that screaming and yelling and carrying on like he's somebody out in the street, we were never allowed to do all that. So how I grew up, yes, I get Tamika's part. I know what it is to know that your mother kind of sides with the sibling, but that right there, what they got is like on a toxic level. Like when it's clearly wrong, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it because mama stood 10 toes down and it ended up showing that there clearly is a problem. It's not just a thing of them just being best friends, or it's not any of that. There clearly is a divide. She clearly has chosen one over the other and trying to guilt trip the other one. Mama, this is all on your head. But anyway, making for good TV, girl. Bad relations, but good TV. Moving on. We're going to get to it. Coco. So we went over, we said, they were just flashing because they're, you got so many of the ladies. What is it, 7 of them that they trying to cover? So we're just getting bits and pieces of their life. It doesn't matter because we already know them. So we got Coco, and then we see Jalen. Now, when Coco was doing reality TV, Jalen was young. He was young. He's only, what now, 19? So he was young. So we didn't really see him. We're seeing Jalen now more in social media. He is her mini-me, okay? He looks like Coco. He sings and sounds like Coco and a lot of different things. It's like, now that you can tell is her bestie. He's her bestie. And I picked up that she kind of takes him on tour with her and stuff like that. Very close with her, Jalen. They're cute together. That's the times when I could actually stomach her. The way she loves Jalen, that gives me a whole different perspective because I always seen Coco as just old nasty mean girl. Very talented, blessed in her throat, baby, by the Lord above, but just nasty and very, just not like, just she wasn't very likable. But when you see her with her baby, totally different. Totally different. It's a different side of her. Very refreshing. I love how she loves on her child. So that's cool. But we end up seeing that. So that's always a good look for Coco. Then we see Tiny, Tamika, and Candy are all supposed to meet up. And Latasha doesn't show up. We see Esther, child. Esther is Candy's exclusive assistant. Hey, that Esther was getting a little food together. It was so funny when she was talking about a charcuterie board, honey, and she couldn't say the word. I don't know, I'm on a cuckoo board. So that was pretty funny. I said, come on through, Esther. All you knew, she had gotten together, baby. And I said, there go Candy with them chicken wings. Look, you want to win Candy over? Give greedy ass Candy a chicken wing. She love a chicken wing, honey. Yes, Miss Candy. Candy don't know how to do the cutesy tootsie when you filming reality and you're having lunch and you playing with lettuce on the plate. Candy don't film like that. She don't. You take, when you filming reality, it's just, it's what you do. Commonplace. You sip a drink and talk your shit, and you take and you poke at whatever's on the plate. Shh, Not no Candy, honey. Candy be breaking chicken wings. Anytime there's a food scene, you can see Candy giving you reality TV, baby. Miss Candy Buress Tucker is going to be eating, okay? Let there be no mistake. She may put on an act for something else, but when it comes to eating, it is very real. Very real. Miss Candy was back there fucking out a chicken wing out of here. I said, go ahead, girl. She tickles me out of her greedy self. Go ahead, Candy. Ciao. But listen, you can't read her because old girl does what she needs to do to keep that body snatched. But girl, she is going to let a chicken wing have it. You want to win, Candy? Give her a chicken wing. So that was pretty funny. Then we seen confessional with Tamika, and I said, this is real. This is for real. You could see she was very hurt, and this is where I said mama done did too much. When the mama said, when she said that the mama had told her when she brought her up, because she knew about the money, and the mama told her maybe she needed the money. We are a family. It was that whole guilt trip. Maybe she needed the money. And she said at the time, I was pregnant and my son was in college. And you telling me maybe she needed the money. And she got a whole husband and everything. It wouldn't matter if wasn't nobody doing nothing. People kill me telling you about money that somebody done took from you. Excuse me? You can't tell me a goddamn thing about money that somebody took of mine. Do you understand? Don't even get it twisted. Anything that's mine, I'm entitled to feel however I want to feel about it for however long I want to feel that way about it. And I can tell you forever, because when someone steals your money, it don't go away. You stole, period. It don't never get right. It's always wrong. I don't give a damn if 20 years went by. It's wrong. Remember the time when you stole my money? Oh, it is what it is. And the mama to stand up there and maybe she needed, you going to justify why she stole her money? Now, mama, if you don't get somewhere and sit down and then they throw that mess in there again, we a praying family. Praying and stealing. And lying because somebody lying. I don't know. Anyway, then they're sitting there and then she played that phone message with the mother and the mother was just blatant. I said, OMG. The mother blatant sided with LaTocha and told her, you better not hurt your sister. You hurt your sister, I'm going to come and I'm going to whoop your tail. I was like, well, we can't even come to your rescue, mama, because if we didn't think, if we had a little, well, maybe you seeing it wrong. No, you ain't seeing it wrong, mama. Yeah, out of order. I said, wow, that was hurtful. And that was hard to watch, but that's reality. That's real reality TV. I said, oh, mama, honey. Anyway, moving on. Go over there to Rocky and Tamika's place, honey. What was that whole thing about? Like he's all offended, and why they always bringing up my name, this, that, and the other. Now that's the thing. And the two of them were coming across very fake. Very fake. They weren't, nothing in that scene was telling me this ain't true. But then they did make a good point. Said, now my sister Tamika is known to lie. Now, Miss Tamika, you did lie on Candy. Girl, you did tell a big old nasty piece of vicious lie on Candy. But see, that goes back to how she used to ride for her sister to a fault. She knows she loved Candy, and Candy was her good friend, but she told that nasty piece of lie on Candy on the air and then came back years later and apologized for it. But yeah, that is a show of how far she'll go with her love for her sister. Just told an old nasty piece of lie on Candy, called Candy old nasty piece of slut. I said, oh, nah. Now, I don't know, Candy did something, but Candy hadn't done all she says she did, baby. She threw that right on Candy. I said, okay, well, they do got a good point, girl, because you done been known to lie in the public before. So I said, okay, but in the whole realm of things, I don't think she lied because Mama didn't make Mama's Mama told on y'all. It made it to, I said, oh, somebody got your money, honey. I don't believe them. I really don't believe them. But anyway, good try, you all. Moving on. Lily, we see a scene with Lily and her sister Jeanette. I think because she has like 4 sisters, and I think Jeanette is the oldest. And she talked about how they grew up and they, they didn't have a lot of money and different things like that. And when that baby said, when I wanted, my thing, I always just wanted to buy me a bed because I shared a twin, was a single bed with my sister. Oh. Like I just, when I really thought about, like, you never had your own bed. Like I can't even imagine that's sad. And that was her thing. She didn't complain. It was not a woe is me or anything like that. And she said, what I wanted was a bed. And then she said when their song hit and she's got her first money, the first thing she went and bought her was a king size bed. I said, wow, that was, that was heavy. That was heavy. And, she got pregnant at 15 and different things like that. And their mom passed and their dad passed and just had a rough time. I felt kind of bad for her. But the thing is, I don't think Lily wants you to feel bad for her. Lily's just like, look, I'm here. I made it to whatever it is I had. I just wanted to do better and I'm better. So I was like, wow, but that was heavy. That was heavy. Nice to see the sisters. Anyway, then we move on. And we got Taj and Tamika had a little sit down. And again, how can you not love Taj? Baby, Taj, with no disrespect whatsoever, called Mama out on her bullshit. Yes, she did. Oh, yes, she did. She called Mama out. She called Mama out on her bullshit, and LaTocha nor Tamika should even be upset or feel no kind of way about what Taj said, because everything she said was true, and she was not disrespectful at all. That was a masterclass. That was a masterclass. She called Mama out and never disrespected Mama or either of the sisters, but she sure called Mama out on her bullshit. I said, oh my. And she told her, but then she told her, listen, she didn't just tear it down. She said, you need to make it right with Mama, and then she can help you make it right with your sister. A masterclass. Do you understand me? At no point did she beat Tamika up and say, you wrong, you wrong, you wrong. This is all on you. You wrong. She didn't do that. She didn't do that at all. She loved on her. She allowed her to get her crowd. She comforted her. And then she called out all the bullshit. All of it. Get your sister in order so we can get our damn money. Masterclass. I said, go ahead, Taj. I can't help but love Taj. Moving on. Went over to Tiny's house. They having a little meeting. So they all show up. Again, Tamika comes in with that old bull crap energy. It's weird when actual sisters are in disarray and you're sitting there like, well, what do I say? You don't say nothing. That's what you do. You don't say nothing. But I hate to see it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I really don't. But yeah, she came in there. I don't even know why she came. She should have not even showed up. If this is all you had to give, you shouldn't even show up. Then they said, well, let's talk about management. Then we found out the management team they got is friends with Tamika and Rocky. I said, how many times y'all gonna keep on getting stuck in this bullshit? How many times are y'all going to keep getting stuck in these situations with Rocky and LaTocha? It's crazy. It's crazy. Not Tamika, Tasha, Rocky and Tasha's friends. And then when they're like, well, let's talk about the management. They're not doing anything, and that makes no sense because a whole year and how the verses went viral and nothing had. They should have been making money and deals the very next day. The very next day. And she said, I'm going to pray on it. They's like, ain't praying on nothing. She going to go talk to Rocky and see what Rocky going to tell us no about. I was like, child, that's crazy. There's no way. There's no way. And then she lead out. She don't want to talk about nothing else, no other business, until her and her sister. I said, see, this is the part I'm talking about. I couldn't do no business with them. She holding them over a barrel and talking about, you ain't going to do nothing. You ain't going to talk about nothing till you and your sister get y'all stuff right. Well, hell, when sisters fight, y'all may not never get right. It may be 20 years from now. Opportunity will be done, went and gone, and y'all still talking about y'all fussing amongst yourself. That's y'all's personal business. That ain't got nothing to do with us and our coin. I said, y'all better than me. She said, until you make it right with mama. I said, girl. I told you I work at the post office and sing on the weekends at random bars before I do that. That's crazy to me. Moving on, it got on my nerves. I was like, girl, this is why I can't do that, LaTosha, honey. And her attitude, that funky attitude, that bullshit ass. Oh, I'm gonna pray on it. Get out of here. Get out of here with that foolishness. Get out of here with that foolishness. That number some deflection. Anyway, moving on. So we see Tar. She comes home. She's been out for like a month, practicing and touring and carrying on in Nashville with Eddie, and then her son, he got so big. Her son Eric, he's a senior now. I'm like, wow, we are really moving along. These people that were like babies when we met them. But anyway, so that was interesting. Then we go over to Coco's house, and then we see her mother. And her mother, she's telling this whole thing about her mother in the church, and I was just sitting there like, shut up, shut yourself up, shut your mouth. This whole thing when she's talking about the mother and how the mother is all about church. It was this church thing. So I really don't want to do the attack, but I got to do it because something wasn't sitting right with me about her mama. And then when she made the comment, my mother wasn't down with me being in a group until I bought her a car. I'm sorry, Coco. I don't mean to be disrespectful to you, but once you said that, I have to be honest and tell you, I didn't really give a damn about anything that your mother had to say after that. She could just be wiped completely out of the scene. I cared not for anything else she said. Fake, phony, and fraudulent. That's some mess that I can't stand. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And there are people that I know for a fact, like, their families is like, you are going to sing gospel or you're not going to sing at all. We're not going to be behind it. But not once I buy you a car, then all of a sudden you all good with it. That type of stuff just irritates me. And I truly did. I got very uninterested in whatever she had to say. It just turned me completely off of her. I already was sitting there kind of looking at her like something just wasn't lining up. And then she's telling the story. And then when she said about the car, I was like, well, that was what it was, I guess. And I just wasn't interested in anything else she had to say. I mean, I don't wish nothing bad on her or anything like that, but I just don't give a shit about what she's talking about. I wouldn't care if they never put her in another scene again. I was over it. And as a matter of fact, she was saying something to Jalen, and I couldn't even zero in on it, but it sounded like some bullshit. They try to get Jalen to not sing. Come again? Well, when you was 12, you wanted to be a dentist, and now you 19. Okay, and you're seeing him on social media singing with some heavy hitters. I've seen, they flashed the scene of him at Taco Tuesdays. He was at Taco Tuesdays. If you don't know what Taco Tuesday is, you get on YouTube and type in Taco Tuesday and see what you find. Taco Tuesday with Stevie Mackey. Everybody don't get to sing at Taco Tuesday with Stevie Mackey. Everybody don't even have the heart to sing at Taco Tuesday with Stevie Mackey, and everybody should not have the heart to try to sing. Baby, you're going to run into the Duran Bernards and the Avery Wilsons and what's her name, Shalia and Shantae Moore. Everybody don't get to sing with them folks, and everybody shouldn't. You will run in the tank. Stevie Mackey himself is a vocal beast. Do you understand? Tone. What? What is Grandmama even talking about, girl? Hush. I told you, I don't care if I don't never see Grandmama again in this scene. I wish her the best. Good to see you, Mom. But girl, you ain't got to come back here. Don't come around here no more. Girl, the child is clearly gifted, and he clearly wants to do it. So make all that make sense. I hope y'all just doing it for a storyline. It's a dumb storyline if that's what you're doing, but y'all sound crazy. Anyway, let me get off. Down off my damn soapbox. And I'm back. Here I go. See? Sorry, y'all. No, I ain't. Moving on. Tasha and Candy. We got this simultaneous scene. So here we have this thing where Tasha basically feels, stop me if I'm wrong, Tasha feels like Candy's jealous of her, okay? Tasha feels like Candy's jealous of her, and her choice word is resentment. Candy holds resentment because basically Tasha feels she can outsing Candy. So she is resentment. Okay, let's just be real. Tasha definitely can outsing Candy. She definitely can. She definitely can. And then there's another piece of it, and then Todd called it. I was like, well, she's jealous. See, Todd, oh my God. She's jealous because of your come up. You're who she thinks that you should be, that she should be. Your come up is the come up that she thinks that she should have had. But it couldn't even possibly be that, because Candy's come up ain't about her singing. Candy's come up is about her other talent, her talent for production and songwriting. And she's an actress. And Candy's a whole different monster. And then she can sing as well. So you couldn't have the come up that Candy has, Tasha. But again, I do think that there's a little, a little tug and pull on both ends. A little tough tug and pull on both ends. But Candy got bragging rights because, again, girl, you could outsing me, but girl, I made it. I made it, and you want to be where I'm at. So Candy got the bragging rights. However she got them, she got them. So it's there, and they basically have, except they ain't never going to get along. It just is what it is. But then Candy's very perceptive too. Candy senses foul play. And how correct was Candy? How correct was Candy? Said something ain't right. Seemed like Tasha moving funny. Sure enough, here's Miss Tasha, honey. Her and Rocky sliding, easing, and grinning, skinning, and trying to shin while they holding Escape over a barrel and holding up the money and carrying on. Here it is. They done slid off to Nashville to Motown Gospel. And I'm getting ready to read and drag Motown Gospel too. Shame on you all. Lying on God, honey. Lying on God and being messy as hell. Messy as hell. But they slid off, had a meeting. Escape didn't know nothing about it. She trying to get herself a solo thing going. Because they actually talked about it again, that back in the day when they both did solo projects, she was saying, that Candy was mad because she got picked to do the solo project, and then her solo project miraculously got shelved, and like a month later, Candy's came out, and Candy had a little hit. If you're out in the club, don't. Okay, well, I mean, all right. I mean, girl, I can't. The timing is kind of. I don't know. I don't know. There probably was some shade, but it is what it is. I mean, y'all in a pageant, girl. Listen, if she know how to walk in her gown better than you, girl, oh well. Honey, you believe you missed. Okay, so on and on. So here's where I said, look at them. Here we go with these church folks. So Motown Gospel basically called right out. So wait a minute, what's going on? Because you want us to get into a business situation with you. What about your affiliation with Escape? Or is everything good? How you going to juggle the two? She's sitting over there looking shady, Rocky looking shady. And then he told he don't know nothing about it. He thought she didn't told him, lying. And she said, no, I didn't tell him. And I'm like, okay, y'all sitting there talking about God, talking about Motown Gospel. See, we're all about a perfect fit. We're not about, it's all about delivering the message of God. Lies! Lies, lies, lies! You sitting up there lying with your double-breasted lips. You're lying. You sat right there. She told you what the mess was that she was intertwined in. Escape don't even know she's sitting there. Are you leaving the group or not? Well, I don't know. You working Jack. And you willing to throw them under the bus. You got the bus motor running. And you're sitting there talking about, it's about fit and it's about. So what's the fit? The fit is what? Mess. Mess. Because she's clearly telling you she's going to make a slick move and throw her group under the bus. And you over there with your Bible tucked behind your back. Mess. Pure D damn mess. I said, that turned me off and put a whole nasty piece of taste in my mouth for Motown Gospel. I said, who is these people working for them? Get them out of here, honey. Don't y'all sit there and talk no God. God don't bless no mess. That is mess. Tasha, if it take off, I'll be very surprised because it surely ain't starting off right. Remember that. God don't bless no mess. Mess is cool, but don't put God in your mess. Knock it off. I'm out of here. This is some good stuff. Mess.